Most AI outreach tools that we use today for say email or LinkedIn outreach often give us cold, generic, robotic emails or personalized emails that might not hit right. And you know why this happens? This happens because these AI tools don't have access to the live context of our product or of our prospects. And today we are changing that. What we have done is we have built an end-to-end autonomous prospecting agent and personalization agent using three tools, that is Claude, Phantombuster and n8n. So let's quickly see how we have built this. So primarily what we have used is we've used Claude as that centerpiece that connects all the entire motion. Now we've started with building a Claude skill. Now the objective of this Claude skill is to simply take an input from the user. So the first input that it takes from the user is the LinkedIn profile of the prospect. Now that's the only manual input that we need to give at this particular point of time. Then what we have done is that we have integrated Phantombuster into it. And why have we done that? We have used Phantombuster as that particular platform that helps us in terms of scraping all of that data from that particular person's LinkedIn profile. So for connecting Phantombuster to Claude, what you need to do is you just simply need to go to the MCP server guide of Phantombuster. Over here you will find their server link. When you use this to connect as a custom connector on either ChatGPT or Claude, it will directly integrate Phantombuster into your AI platform. And this offers Claude, in this case, complete access to your Phantombuster account, where it can create agents, where it can scrape, launch them, where you can get the output of those agents in terms of whatever the scrape data is, or it can even create custom scripts for you. So that's the most interesting thing. So what we have done over here, after first integrating Phantombuster, is the step one to scrape that particular person's LinkedIn profile where we have all the data that is getting fetched. And we have structured that exact data that we want. Now, once we have the data coming in, the next step is now Claude has context and details about that particular prospect to align with whatever our product or service is. And then it creates certain drafts. Now, in this case, we are creating email drafts that includes the subject line, intro and follow-ups. All of these are personalized that you would want to create for that specific prospect to pitch our services. We've given certain rules as well over here. At the same time, we have also asked Claude to define what is the messaging angle that it's going to follow to build these drafts, so that when we have to review them at the point of review when it asks for our approval, it becomes easier for us to connect the dots. Then before say the motion starts, that is say we spoke about how we want to build an end-to-end sort of a thing. Now what is end-to-end over here is once you have the prospect research done, the enrichment done, you're using Claude to personalize the drafts, your drafts ready. The next step comes is in terms of outreach automation. That's where we have used n8n as a platform to build a complete email outreach sequence, and we have connected that with Claude. So what is the bridge between Claude and n8n? Is very simply we are using this data to feed into a Google sheet. That's the main lead sheet. So as you can see over here, this is how our lead sheet looks like, where we have the company level data, prospect level data, the email ID, the messaging angle that Claude has created, and the personalized drafts and subject line as well. Now for us, this is a very easy thing to say that, okay, now we are doing these end-to-end, but in the back end, it takes too much time in terms of actually getting this right. So as a human, what we need to do here is we need to constantly review these drafts, give inputs to Claude, seeing that where an improvement is needed or where is it going wrong. So that's exactly what we did. And at the end, we have all of this done. And finally, when we say execute this and show you two quick examples, one is a very interesting use case where we wanted to see how smart Claude is when we give it the context of that particular person. So what we did over here is that we gave the details of our own founder. So this is the profile of our founder that we fed in to then see that whether it was able to identify that, okay, this is not the right profile for us to reach out to, whether it was able to flag it or not. Because that's the entire objective of building this. So what happened over here is that after a point of time when it had the data enrichment done, it immediately told that, okay, although the data has been scraped successfully, but there is one thing that it has been able to flag. What it has been able to flag is that this person is the founder of the firm that you are pitching for. So if the sender is me, who is say the CBO of this particular company, then if I'm reaching out to my founder, then that is something where this is going wrong. So then it asked me that, okay, how do you want to handle it? So I still told that, okay, you just go forward, create the drafts. Even after say creating the drafts, as per the skill, the explicit instructions were that it would push it once I approve it into the particular Google Sheet from where my n8n workflow would start. But what it has done over here as a part of precaution, after creating these drafts, it's again telling me that there is a flag that this should not be the right approach or this person should not be approached. So this is a very interesting test that we did to test out that entire Claude skill and the system that we have built. Finally, we tested this with an actual prospect. So here we given the profile. What happened is we are able to get all of the details about that particular person, their company level detail, their name. If in this case we weren't able to find the email ID, so all we did was just create those drafts, and we might say end up using any other tool for getting the email ID and then running the campaign. But then when we see the sort of email that is created over here, it is very well articulated, and at the same time it is very on point with what we wanted to pitch and the way we wanted to personalize. So this is exactly what we wanted to achieve. And at the end, what happens is that when the data gets populated onto this Google Sheet, we have this n8n workflow that runs recurringly, where all it does is very simple, gets the input from the Google Sheet that includes all details of the prospect along with the drafts, and the drafts are inputted in these Gmail notes which are used to send the emails and the follow-ups. So this is how, with just one single input of a particular person's profile, I'm able to run an entire end-to-end personalized email outreach campaign. Now imagine, say for example, you have hundreds of prospects. Then also the same model or the same system can work in a scalable fashion. Because why? Because we will be having Phantombuster to get the live scrape data of that particular person that will add context to Claude for personalizing the outreach. So this was just one example where we built an end-to-end autonomous system with just a few human inputs that are required at getting the input and just doing, say, our manual approval of drafts, and as the entire activity is completely automated. So if you found this interesting, then please do like and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any other interesting use case in mind where you would want us to build a connected system of tools, then please do put up in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next one.